I'd love to have a chat with you if you are thinking about developing a board portfolio in the years ahead. I am a specialist in this area. I've been creating and developing clients' board portfolios for nearly 2 decades. I sort of captioned the catchphrase board portfolio and trademarked it many, many years ago. And we've been involved with very senior executives, and we developed the service because a lot of our C-suite clients who we'd placed into executive roles were coming to us and saying, well, look, it's really challenging to secure board appointments. Since that time, it is just completely taken off. I mean, everyone now that I speak to in some way, shape, or form is considering what a board portfolio might look like for them. And it has become quite a different landscape. So now we see a lot more people that want to work as a board director. We have a sort of almost like a requirement because a lot of people have to stay working as long as possible to generate income. There's no two ways about it. There's a lot of people that are doing this work because there's not enough money to effectively fully retire. So, there's a lot of people looking for that continuity of income as they get into their later years and still want to be involved and contribute in a meaningful way in the corporate setting. So there's a lot of valid reasons why people would want to do this work. What we are seeing, however, is a lot of people that frankly don't have the right skills and experience coming into the market and kind of mucking the whole market up in a way because you have this whole group of people who've been told by maybe well-intentioned individuals or maybe unscrupulous, providers who are trying to sell a course in the market. We do see a lot of people coming into the market who fundamentally are not the right experience level, caliber of individual to be serving in the boardrooms. I mean, keep in mind that the board is the pinnacle of the company. They have the most responsibility, they have fiduciary responsibilities, they have absolute, the most critical appointment to oversee the strategic direction of the business, manage the risks, and so on. So you're not going to appoint a B grade former project manager who, sort of has been told, well, it's a great idea that you go and serve on boards. And particularly if you are coming into the market because you're chasing income, eventually it's going to wash out that people are going to figure out that you're not quite the right person to be serving in boardrooms. So we have a lot of noise in the market, a lot of people that want to serve on boards, a plethora of people who apply for the very few advertised roles that pop up in the air, the airwaves. And it does create a lot of challenges for the quality candidates who, just sometimes can't even get through the first gate, can't even get recognised because there's just so many people applying for various roles and the like. Fundamentally, the board search market will always be unadvertised. The vast majority of the quality board appointments, and particularly the commercial paid board appointments, are unadvertised. It's through business networks that you secure these roles. So if you do have the right skills and experience, there is a pathway to secure roles, but it is not easy trying to do this on your own because often what we find is that you have served, often at very senior levels, but you've been busy. You've been the CEO, you've been the CFO, you've had your head down delivering for the company you've been employed to deliver for. And we often find that even at CEO level, people just don't have the depth of network required to successfully build a board portfolio. And that's where someone like a Kylie Hammond comes into play because you need the private introductions. You need the business champion who's going to really lobby for your candidacy and secure the right, opportunities, the right meetings, and build a board portfolio out strategically because you have to be mindful that you need the first couple of roles on the CV to try and get into the hunt for the higher profile appointments. It certainly is not easy, but it is not impossible and it's a very desirable career pathway. So we need to just be aware of the landscape. Certainly it's noisy, it's competitive, a lot more people now wanting to secure these appointments. but for valid reasons, because it's a pretty nice, sort of corporate gig post a successful C-suite role. And it will give you a mechanism to stay involved in business and be overseeing companies at the highest level. Drop into my diary. Happy to give you a complimentary board portfolio assessment. What's possible? What does the portfolio look like? What are my recommendations? And potentially we might partner together to help you secure those quality board appointments in a structured way, putting the right strategy in place so that you can be successful.